Shalom Chaverim. Hello friends. Welcome back to another video. I'm Rabbi Stern, and today we're going to be taking a look at a song that has just jumped to the top of the charts from someone who apparently was not very well known. I know nothing about this Oliver Anthony person. I have unfortunately seen one or two disturbing things that he's apparently watched or added to playlists on YouTube, and I hope that's not a reflection of his character, but I am interested to hear his new song, Rich Men North of Richmond, and that's been taken to be understood as politicians and other types in Washington, D.C. Again, I'm assuming the best of intentions. I'm not assuming that Jews are being thrown in any kind of anti-Semitic way. We certainly hope that's not the case with anything in mass media, but also we hope that's not how I hope that's not how my fellow countrymen would think about me. I say that as I happen to be someone who grew up in the D.C. area, and I'd like to throw in as a little aside that there are a lot of us who grew up in Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C. is a home for a lot of people, and people that have nothing to do with politics, people for whom politics is a job, but D.C. is their home, and it's really a wonderful place, and it was a great place to grow up. I'm hoping that this song really speaks to something in me the way it's spoken to something in so many people. Before we start the music video, if I could ask, just if you feel like it, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about things you'd like to see me react to. I've had the opportunity to live over the last many years in very different communities. I grew up outside of Washington, D.C. in Rockville, Maryland. I lived outside of Baltimore. I've lived in more rural Virginia. I've lived in, San Antonio, Texas, Los Angeles, California, and now Topeka, Kansas. Very different places, and gotten to know people from all sorts of backgrounds. So I'm really hoping that I can connect with something that so many people are very clearly connecting with in this video.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is.
I do think there's something he's speaking to in this early part of the song. This feeling that there's a lack of meaning in life, and of course, I can see that in so many people. I find so much meaning through my participation and my leadership in Judaism. And I know many people of faith find meaning in their religious communities, and people find faith in all kinds of communities, not necessarily just religious ones, but that works for me. And so, if you're not connected to something, and then you are asked to evaluate yourself based on just, how much money you make, or whether you, God forbid, whether you have enough, that becomes, I can kind of see that, and I can see why someone would be upset that if they, that's what they want out of life and they don't have it. I could see why that would be upsetting.
Oh, it is living in the new world.
I wonder what the new world is.
With an whole soul.
Maybe he doesn't feel he fits in this time. I want him to elaborate. Maybe he will, on what makes an old soul in a new time, what the new time is and what's difficult, what isn't resonating, and how we can help him.
Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men.
That gets into political stuff that I don't generally talk about. Are his taxes too high? It's possible. I don't know nearly enough about him to make such an assessment. I know that taxes are essentially what we pay to have the society that we have, and I know that at different times people like or don't like paying taxes based on how they perceive society. So, I don't want to make any judgments about who he is or what he believes. He says there's a misunderstanding. He says that, they don't know that we know, but we do. And I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to, but maybe it's just like that the system doesn't work the way he thinks it's supposed to, and maybe that it's not looking out for, all ordinary Americans in every setting, that some people might be getting left behind. And that's a genuine fear that a lot of people have. And we all blame politicians, right?
I wish politicians look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord,
Is that a foreign aid reference or a Jeffrey I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to say his name, but I can't tell whether it's a reference to foreign aid or that. I guess it could be either. Should they look out for I think the government should look out for miners, people who have the job of mining in the United States, as well as minors, young people below the age of majority in the United States. I think that's the job of the government, at least to make sure that absolute safety is assured and that people aren't being abused. I think that that's an important role of government, and if that's what he's saying, I agree.
Folks in the street ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground.
Wait, let's hear.
All this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame.
I don't know the rate at which people abuse welfare. That's obviously something that's deeply upsetting to him, and he has a list of things, I suppose, beyond fudge rounds that the government shouldn't pay for people who are on basic, levels of food assistance. I don't know. I generally think that I don't know how much we get to make those determinations. And he's obviously upset about it and feeling that for that to take place, it requires the harm of people that he views like him, right? That's what I'm getting from people like me and people like you. And I really just want to know how we can help him. What are the ways, I wish, the thing is, he's supposed to have a representative in Washington. We all have a representative. So I would love to see him, engage himself in the process. I don't believe, as a rule, the process is broken, but I am a bit of an optimist.
What the world's gotten to for people like me.
He's a good singer.
People like you.
I love the
wish
music.
I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living
Vague
in
enough that it could mean anything you want.
world with an whole soul. These rich men know the Richmond. Lord knows they all just want to have total control.
Yeah, so it's like, does he mean that in the lower level, that like, yeah, the government, especially at the federal level, wants to consolidate power around itself? It's a fair point, and it's also totally fair for him to be opposed to it. As long as he doesn't mean that in some like conspiratorial, they want to take total control, like, I don't know, something conspiratorial. Conspiracy theorists aren't responsible because they don't have any need to base their arguments in truth, because any denial just reinforces the conspiracy aspect. So as long as that's not what he's doing, that's a perfectly valid thing he's saying, as long as it's not the conspiracy theory angle.
What you think, wanna know what you do, and then I don't think you know, but I know that you do, cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, cause the rich men, north the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Well, again, I think it's a very interesting song. I don't think you hear that many directly political songs so much. I usually don't hear them, and so it's interesting. And again, the music is terrific, and he sings very well. So I guess we'll just have to find out more as we move forward. But thanks for checking this out. Again, you can check out other videos I've done or subscribe, any of that stuff. Leave a comment. It helps me out. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you at the next video.